Yes, and we're back.
Yes, we're back. Thank you for having me.
We're getting right straight into it.
Jumping into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last time, I just take two key things we talked about. Delivery, and what happened in the delivery room. And where the alcoholism went from 0 to 5,000 in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yes. So, let's proceed.
The delivery.
Yes.
Yeah, when she was pulled out, she was blue. She was blue. They did the, is it resuscitation or, yeah, trying to get her to cry, which she eventually did. So after that, she was taken to the nursery. It's not a NICU, it was a nursery. Do we have a NICU in Kericho?
I don't think.
Yeah, it was a nursery. She stayed there for about 16 hours.
Huh?
Yeah.
16 hours?
16 hours. She was on oxygen. Passed out.
For the same 16 hours?
Same 16 hours.
So nani aliamuka mbele ya mwingine?
I did. I wanted to go check on her.
Uliamuka after 16 hours?
Yes.
Alikuwa shamuka?
No, she was in there. She was okay. She was just sleeping. Yeah, alikuwa napewa glucose. She was in there. She was okay.
Sa hizo zime mwenzako. Sasa mwenzako wako wapi?
I was with Jesus.
Amen.
My family, my mom, my aunt, my sister, my brother-in-law, they're all there.
That must have been a trial.
It was traumatic, especially because I had not psychologically prepared myself to get a C-section. I think when it comes to childbirth, there has to be that talk. At least these days, social media helps. Back then, I was only focused on natural delivery.
Social media really does help.
It helps.
We are about to help a lot of people with this.
Yes.
Then, bearing in mind the fact that this is your first.
Yeah, first child. Yeah. I was young. I was 24, and then the entire pregnancy period wasn't easy as well.
This is story hakuna mtu anakuambia.
Yeah, no one tells you these things.
That is the thing about life. Unapatiwa exam kwanza, alafu the lesson baadaye.
Yes, process. It's a process.
Wow. 16 hours.
16 hours.
Uncertainty.
Yeah. No, but even for me, I was the surgery took a toll on me. I was completely passed out for those 16, like completely out. Sikuamuka ati, what is going on? No, I was out for 16 hours.
So the time elapsed?
Yes, nikaamuka. Then she was discharged from the nursery, and then she stayed with me in the ward room. We stayed in hospital for 2 days, 2-3 days. Then we were discharged and went home.
Of course, Gary.
My mom. Ama kutoka aje?
Yeah, your mom is the one who picked you from hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, alikuwa happy.
He wasn't in the picture. The reason why I left him, or why I was a single mom before I became a mom, was because when I was 3 weeks pregnant, he, how do I say this? Tulilala kwa nyumba watu watatu. Do you remember there was a time we had gone to Molo on a job? And then we got back to Kericho at midnight. Yes, and then instead of going home, I decided to go to his house because I had a key. I hadn't used the key before. So I decided to go to his house. I went, and that weekend he was supposed to have gone to Kitale, his home. So mimi nilikuwa najua niko peke yangu. So I went to the house, opened the door, like,
surprise.
Why? No. I was alone. I was still alone, but the lights were on, and I had left that house in the morning, and I had switched off everything. So I'm like, why are the lights on? I ignore, and then I went to sleep. I called him, but he didn't pick up. That was at 12:30. So at 2:30, he calls. He's like, please open the door. And I have a lady friend with me. Still, it didn't hit me. So I'm like, okay, lady friend. So I opened the door, and then I said hi to the chick. And then I didn't say hi to him because I was like, I had called you, he didn't pick up. Now is when you know how to return the call. So I opened for them, wakafunga mlango, and I went back to the bedroom. A few minutes later, the female came to the room, and she was like, who are you? Yes. And he's like, who are you? So I jumped from the bed, I went to the sitting room, and I'm asking my baby daddy, who is she to ask me that? So now it became a whole drama, back and forth. Yeah. Nah.
Imagining myself in that situation. Kisu ya blue band.
I didn't think of that at the time. I kept laughing hysterically. My first reaction to anything is laughter. So I kept laughing and I kept laughing. I was like, is this really happening to me? Is this happening? So I got to a point, and then, I was like, you know what, it is what it is. So I went and slept. I left them arguing in the sitting room. In the morning at 6 a.m., I woke him up, and I told him, take me home. This is it. I left my key on the table, and I was like, this is it. We are done. Yes, we slept, sisi wote watatu in the same house. So that's the reason why him and I broke up. I decided to focus on my pregnancy and not relationship drama.
There's some situations in life you just have to walk
away. Yeah.
Peace of mind, your mental status is paramount.
Exactly.
Sasa hii childbirth process yako ni kama horror movie. Do you have any how did your medical friends, for instance, like I'm sure you have a friend who's a doctor, people you could consult with. What did people say about that experience you had in your childbirth? Did you talk to any of your friends who knew more about what happened during a childbirth, during the
No, I was told that shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't have been in labor that long. That it should, if the doctor had seen that I wasn't progressing with the dilation, I should have been taken to surgery earlier on. Sooner, yes, before the baby got into distress. Because they kept inducing me, and my cervix was not opening up. But they still kept inducing me. So like I was experiencing labor almost 5 times over. And I still had to go in for emergency C-section. The pain that I had afterwards, oh dear Lord. Yeah. So it shouldn't have happened, but because I was also a new mom, young, I didn't know that I should have spoken up. I should probably have requested for surgery earlier on. I didn't know that it wasn't supposed to be that way. Now I know. With my second, I went for elective. I just told them, no labor.
That's not life.
Yeah.
Kiboko kwanza relationship baadaye. Now you know.
Now I know.
There's a phrase that goes like, by the time you realize your mom was right, you're already about to do things you're wrong.
Yes.
That cycle never breaks.
It does not. No, it does not. It cannot.
It's the way we learn things in life.
Yeah.
Sasa. Shit hit the fan. Good phrase.
Yeah. Oh, alcoholism.
The escalation. Because you quit your work. This time you're not doing anything in the greenhouses yet?
No, I hadn't started any projects yet.
Then you pulled a disappearing act.
yeah, in between those drinking, that period.
So since when ulitumia hiyo phrase ya 0 to 100, how did it get to escalate to those crazy points?
I don't really know what happened, but it just kept increasing with time. Like he'd drink this much today, and then the next day he'd wake up and then go to a lock. So it became like a cycle. Like every day he was drunk.
Kutoa lock. Sikusikia lock inatolewa na supu.
Hey, ilikuwa inatolewa na pombe. Inatolewa na pombe. So it just became a cycle. Like the only time he'd be sober was a few hours during the day.
Daily.
Or even at night. Yeah. Daily, every day.
How does this affect finances so far?
Of course, it made a very huge dent. And I'd try and reason with him, but because now since, I had quit my job, even though the pay was not that much, it was still something. So now that something was out of the table. He was the one who was not providing. So now he decided, because I'm the one who is bringing in the money, I can fund my own drinking.
Was the provision sufficient?
No. Sometimes he'd not even provide for the house, but he'd drink.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Down the drain.
Yep.
Usival? Do you?
No.
Ever?
Yeah.
Hata hivi?
No. People keep asking me that, and I'm like, no, because
He's scary.
yeah, he's very scary.
Yes, he's scary.
I used to know his moods, and when he'd come with those moods, yes, when he would come with those angry, confrontational mood, I just
Yeah, you know how to handle yourself.
yes, hiyo escalation ndo ningepigwa si ningemalizwa. I'm this tiny and he was this big. Singebaki. Yeah, so I used to watch out and look out for myself, because I'd be like, nipigwe niumizwe na kuna mtoto hapo. So, kuna vitu zingine I made a choice to be the bigger person by being calm. Yeah.
Kama unajiona tu mtu anaingia hivi alafu unamsalamia akirespond ushajua tu
hata bila hata kuongea, just seeing him, just looking at him, I'd know.
Unajua leo
I'd know.
No smiles.
Yeah, I would know.
Did you ever sit him down and try to find out why? Like, how did you get this far? How do you lose control of yourself with alcohol? Like, kwa nini unakunywa pombe sana?
I asked why or when the drinking started. It started when his mom passed on. He was tight with his mom. So that's when that's what I think precipitated the drinking. And then
So it was his escape.
yeah, kitu kaa hiyo. And then because she was not there to discipline him, because he used to listen to his mom, there was no one else he could listen to. So now he was just on a roll.
How many years ago was that?
That was in 2007.
Whoa.
2007 or 17? 2007. Yeah.
But of course, there's other family members. They never tried to help him. Mama, they didn't care.
I don't know.
Mama.
Before we met, he went to rehab in 2012, I think. 2012. The first time he went to rehab was in 2012. His family put him in rehab, I think, after he decided he wanted to go to rehab. So that was his family stepping in. And then again, when someone is doing some of these destructive habits, as a family member, you can't really decide or make that decision for someone until they decide on their own. Yeah. Because again, when he was drinking, you couldn't really reason with him.
every process, like a healing process, a recovery process, has to start with you. If you don't actualize the fact in your brain, actually I want to do this, if you don't accept you
personally,
kuna kakitu kamenikatasha hapo kakitu, if you're not in line, in sync with that kakitu, hakuna kitu utafanya. Kama jana I was telling my doctor, mimi sasa nimekubali hiyo wembe ikuje, jana akasema sawa, but well, you see what happened. So kama hujakubali I have a problem, I'm going for rehab, there's nothing I do,
because everything starts from the mind.
How many rehab sessions did you ever have?
When he went in 2012, that was before we met, and then in 2017, this was when we were together, and then in 2020 last year, after I had left.
That's how we're going to focus on this, that had you were present.
The one that I was present.
The one that we were present. How long did it last?
The rehab, 3 months, 90 days.
3 months?
That's the standard rehab duration.
Oh yeah, but it's standard for almost everything.
No.
Weeks,
alcohol, yes.
Okay, I also have a thing in 3 months, 12 weeks for you to adapt a new trait, a new routine, even your body. When you start working out, you need at least 3 months for your body to adjust, for you to start seeing things. What happened?
For him to go to rehab.
For instance.
No, he'd never really decided he wanted to go to rehab. Alikuwa anaambiwa kila wakati you need to go, because it had gotten really bad.
How bad?
The finances, alikuwa na waste finances, and then he used to sell things like household or home stuff.
It got there.
Yes. And then he had got bad. It was bad. For him to go to rehab, he found me packing my stuff. I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm done. So he found me packing my things. And then he decided, he was from voting. That was it, 2017. He had just come from the voting center. And then he found me packing. I was like, I'm done. This is it. I'm done.
You were sober?
No, alikuwa shatwa lock.
Tulikuwa shatwa lock. Hiyo ni saa ngapi?
It was before 9. He's an early riser. He wakes up between 5 and 6 every day.
You know what?
Hivyo tu, he's an early riser.
Haya, kutoka kupika kura. Amekuja.
Amenipata ndo pack.
Umepanga vitu zako, umechoka.
Na nilikuwa nashinda nikisema, I will leave. You know those things that you keep, like you're trying to get someone to change because you're like, if you use it, it's more of blackmail. Like you need to change or I will leave. But sasa ilikuwa ile serious, like, you know, like I'm actually tired. Nimechoka.
How much, let me say pressure? Okay, no, let me say support. How much support are you getting from the side of the family about him changing and the rehab thing?
At that time, we were in support. We were together. We were sort of working together at that point.
You were all working together for him?
Yeah, for him.
Amekuja
akapata nikipack. Akaniambia, do this instead of leaving, pack for me a bag, mimi niende rehab. Instead of you leaving, let me go to rehab. Hivyo tu.
Okay.
Hivyo tu. So instead
I'm sure at some point you thought he's joking?
No, I told him, are you for real? Do you want me to pack? Akaniambia, yes, please pack. Wacha nifike hapa narudi. Nikamwambia sasa unafika wapi tena hapo?
Totia mwisho.
No, he was like, let me call, there's a cousin of his who acts as his sponsor. Like, anonymous, the sponsor thingy. Yeah, because he was his sponsor after the previous rehab session. And then he used to also work with him, trying to get him to quit. Yeah, it was a whole list of people. So he called him up and he was like, I'm ready, I want to go to rehab. So his cousin came. Nilikuja akampeleka ba, nikamwambia drink however much you want. Tunaenda ya mwisho. Ya mwisho. So he called me and told me that he's with him, that ameniambia ati ni pack his stuff. Nikamwambia yes, he told me. So the cousin was like, yeah, please pack his stuff, we're coming in 30 minutes to pick the bag. Yeah, so in 30 minutes wakarudi. Tukaingia wote kwa gari.
Oh, msindikiza mpaka huko?
Yes.
How far from Kericho?
Asumbi.
Where now?
Uko kote.
Yeah, like najua ni wapi, but the name does not sound Kipsigis.
No.
So si Kericho, in fact, sio Rift Valley.
Nyanza.
Asumbi, okay. Yeah, you checked him in?
Yeah. He said he was sorry. He's all those last minute, oh, I'm sorry for everything I've done. Oh, I hope when I get back,
You'll still be there. Yeah.
You'll still be there. He was like, please promise me that you'll still be there when I get back. I was like, of course I'll be there. If you're taking this space, I'll be there.
You take out the flowers. You need to feed the cat.
Yes.
This is the same place he'd gone for rehab.
Yes, previously.
So, kako sawa, ako kwa register, ako kwa database.
Ako kwa database.
So you ulimsindikiza and then you came back the same day.
Yeah, tukarudi with the cousin.
With the cousin.
Yeah. I didn't know it was the cousin alikuwa anajua kwenye and he knew the process of yeah, hizo vitu zote.
Ameenda rehab. Family input, like they knew he's going for rehab.
Yeah.
They supported it. They agreed. Like it waende.
Yeah. Everyone was in support.
Then he came back 3 months.
He came back 3 months later.
While he was away. That gap. Kama niseme that
period.
I'm looking for a phrase. That recess.
Yeah.
That 3-month recess you had. Anything interesting?
Several run-ins with his father.
I had forgotten he was in the picture. That is another whole story.
That's a whole different story.
There's some details. Nataka tunipate kidogo. How was the communication?
The first 6 weeks we didn't communicate because the rehab doesn't allow new incoming.
Let's call them clients.
Clients, yes, exactly. They don't allow outside communication.
Like absolutely.
No.
Mpaka simu.
I had his phone. Nilirudi na simu yake.
Haya. Ni kama max security.
Yeah, no phone, no outside food, no nothing. Yeah.
The first 6 weeks.
The first 6 weeks, no communication.
Haya. Then after 6 weeks,
they get
back his phone.
No. I still had it the entire time. Kona tu wasichana tu. That phone, oh my goodness, that.
It was on.
No, I had put it on airplane mode, but it was on.
You had access.
Any incoming call, any incoming text, any WhatsApp, I had access to everything. Facebook inboxes, I had access because I knew his passwords and.
Okay. Let me assume.
Yeah.
Is that really a good assumption? Wait, let me just assume. Tunajibamba hapo tunacheka. Ameenda rehab, umekubali kungoja. Did you see anything on that phone that made you think, huh? Naenda?
Not really, because I had been dealing with.
What much was?
That man made me crazy. That thing you're calling females up, you're like, what are you doing with my husband? What are you? Done. Got over it. Nilichoka. No, I did it though, but no, that's how. Like I had gotten crazy.
It's like a process we all go through. When you're starting, the things you can do. When inafika mahali you're like,
was that me? Yeah.
Kuna mtu anasemanga when we were lambistic. 6 weeks imeisha. I want to know when you made a rehab, how the communication was. Ama you didn't communicate mpaka 3 months, the full 3 months?
No, we used to. We used to the first 6 months is when we didn't communicate at all. And then after that, I think twice a week, the center used to allow the clients to call family.
So there's a phone.
Yeah, there's a phone in the center that they used to use.
How is the communication like? Is improving?
The first month, I was still angry. I was very angry. I was very pissed. So hata sikuwa nataka hata kuongea naye. Because just the phone thing, I was seeing all these things and then remembering everything he did, and then the money issue, like I did all the calculations. Yes, we had the amount of money that he had been wasting. So I was still very angry. At siku nimefika hiyo point ya ati, oh, my husband, oh, I am still in love. No. I was still angry. And then after
forgiveness, recovery.
Niko huko. I was so angry. And then the first time he called, hiyo hasira yote ikafanya tu ilisha. The first time I heard his voice, I was like, oh, he's okay.
And it's good.
Like, love is stupid.
It's good to those things we hang on to, like unakasirikia mtu.
Yeah.
Unakasirikia mtu, yeye anaishi maisha yake.
Yeah, iko poa.
Wewe ndio una dead. Unakasirikia mtu, umekea mtu kinyongo, umekea mtu wanted, ulali, ai.
Yeah, kwa sawa. Yeah.
I think a lot of these things we learn from experience.
Yeah.
We cling on to a lot of garbage. Anyway. Communicate. He's okay.
Yeah.
He still has like 2 months to go.
There was a family meet for therapy. Yeah. Tukaenda, ilikuwa kama visiting day. Carried food, home food. All those things, and then we went and said hi. We had our first therapy session. Yeah.
Who are you with?
His brother, his father, and his aunt. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It was, Yeah. Yeah.
Now, sitaki kuenda mbele na kurudi nyuma. So this first month, we communicated, and there was the visiting day. Now let's come back to the day he's left the hospital. So you're back home. Ni wewe na compound and the dad. How's life?
For the most part, it was okay-ish. For the most part, because at that point we hadn't really clashed as much.
You hadn't seen his other side yet?
Yes, I had not. There had been a few altercations, but not something major. Okay, it was major though, but it wasn't that much because he didn't touch me. There was a time he wanted to slap me, and then I put my hand up, akaslap mkono yangu.
And you're calling that?
Okay.
You're calling that not major?
It's because there has been major, so that wasn't that major at that point. Yeah. And then this other time he threw a rock at me, and then it passed. And then that was the two major instances. And then another time he wanted to kick me. Yeah.
Sasa wewe umerudi. Let's call him dad. Who else was in the homestead?
His wife and their children.
Kama kulikuwa na baby and children. See, I would assume kila kitu alikuwa anahitaji was being taken care of.
Yeah.
How was the interaction? At what point did you actually have to interact? Because sasa wewe uko kwako na kuna mtoto. Yeye ako kwake na bibi na watoto wake. At what point did you get to interact? Hapa ni assume ni kama zile za Wajaluo ati hey fata hilo mnakula pamoja. Jamaa mnapika pamoja.
No. He used to come to my house. And asking for whatever it is that he wanted.
Well, goes without saying, he's homestead.
Yeah.
Third month, now the last 4 weeks before he comes back. Any incidences?
At home?
Or let me just summarize. In those 3 months, any incidences?
In what sense?
You know the dad is part of the story.
Yeah.
So anything happened in those 3 months that you can talk about?
He used to say that I was the cause for his son drinking.
Huh?
Yes. Yes, he used to say, it is because of you my son is drinking. It is because of you he's there in rehab.
He started drinking after you came?
That's the thing.
What the hell?
I know.
Okay, the old man himself used to drink?
No.
He used to blame you for his son's alcoholism?
Everyone actually did. Everyone did. And they'd say to my face, it is because of you he's drinking.
Now, see, he had already gone to rehab.
I know. I kept telling them. And I'd always remind them, why are you always shifting blame? Who is holding the glass and lifting it to his mouth to drink? Who?
He used to blame you.
Everyone used to blame me. Everyone would blame me. And it's not something that you hear about it, third person, or they tell me to my face.
How much garbage did you
put up with? Families are different.
I've lived with an alcoholic, and I'm telling you, those things are not pleasant, especially with the family. Alcoholism. Kila mtu anatafuta place ya kublame other than the victim.
Yeah. It's never always the persons.
Ndio mnampatia pressure. Ndio mnamsumbua. Haija. Na saa hizo pesa ni yake. Mdomo ni yake. Maini ni yake.
Where was the self what's the word? The word. Okay. I mean, why would you, if you know you've been to rehab, if you know you're an alcoholic, why would you go to a bar? Or why would you hang out in places where there's alcohol?
Why would you tempt yourself?
Exactly. Or, it's to some extent that's arrogance. You know you have a disease, but you're taking yourself to situations where you're likely to backslide and fail. So why would you in the first place take that first step? No matter how much you're provoked or pressured, is it just that person who is going through something in life? Everyone is going through something. So why are other people not being blamed for like if I did something, why wouldn't I not be blamed for it, or why wouldn't he not be blamed for it? Yeah, why wouldn't he not be blamed for it? It would be me. Like you're the one who did this, you're the one who did this. But then when it came to him, it was always, it's that other person. It's his friends. It was never on him. It's never, I don't even know how that works. I never understood it. I'm still trying to figure out how someone is that much capable or that much bigger to make someone do something against their wish.
Hey, like, I mean, I'm trying to process.
Yeah. If I didn't want to go to a bar, no one can make me go.
Then some things are just like, okay, I was provoked. If you got provoked, you have to drink.
So yeah.
pressure.
Aren't there not other ways to deal with
life?
And in rehab again, they're taught on how to deal with these things. So why couldn't he not go to that?
Then it actually seems stupid because you think you're escaping your current situation, but instead you're making it worse.
Yeah.
Effing your finances and losing and
all the relationship, all his relationships, like with me or with his siblings or with his friends, every relationship that he had was just being messed. We were always clashing. He was always clashing with his siblings. He was always clashing with his relatives. And he still did not understand that it was the drinking. It was his drinking, his actions.
That brought all this friction and fights.
And very unnecessary. Yeah.
Haya, wacha tuseme kubali na ulifanya kenda rehab. So rehab.
No, he decided to go to rehab.
So yani, okay, what I meant was like the dad said when ulifanya.
Oh, mimi ndo nilifanya akunywa. Yeah. Yes.
Haya, sasa. Shule imefungwa. Visiting day. Mulishaenda. Rehab imeisha, si ndio?
Yeah.
Of course, mulimwenda.
Nilimwendea.
Ulienda peke yako this time?
Yeah, with just the driver.
Tell me about that journey. His phone is still off.
No, it was still on. I had it.
But flight mode?
Yes, airplane mode, flight mode. Yeah. I went with his phone. At some point, I had I had done this to all those females who were texting or inboxing. So by the time he got his phone back, nilikuwa nimeharibu relationship zingine kadhaa hapo.
Ulideal nazo.
Nilideal nazo.
Yeah. Let's talk about this day ulimwendea.
Yeah.
How are your spirits?
I was happy.
You know this is life. This is about your passion. You're really
I was happy.
Excited.
Yes, I was very excited.
Fixiwe. So you're waiting to see
Ameundwa.
Ameundwa ya sondekwe.
Yeah.
You're waiting to see this new man.
Yes.
Yes.
Again, keeping in mind the entire time we were together, I had never really seen him truly sober. He was always different levels of drunk. So I hadn't seen him sober. So I was very excited at getting to know this sober person.
Like even
This
is now him.
This is him
so
now.
Factory setting.
Setting, yes. Yeah.
Mukaenda.
Tukenda.
Mukavika.
We got him, and then we came back.
Is there some sort of visit report, like from the institution, like he's been through this, he's clean, he's managed this?
Yeah, we had that in the center office, and then after when someone is leaving, they always tell someone, "We hope not to see you again." And I was like, "Oh, that's so cute."
I see to see you.
Like we hope not to see you again because that is a recovery center. It's not a vacation home. Yeah.
I don't know. Anything that the institution reported, like, is there anything they told you about his recovery process that you can share? Like, was it a smooth process?
At first, it wasn't. Of course, it wasn't. With the whole withdrawal, and then and then he had insomnia.
How bad was the withdrawal? How much detail did they give you about his recovery process?
Oh, in the recovery center, there is a cell.
What?
Like an actual cell.
Yeah, these things we see in movies are actually there.
Some people get very violent when they're getting through the withdrawal.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Even when we went to pick him, there was someone in there, and he was screaming and yelling and insulting people.
You say?
Yeah.
Ni madhara kiplan. I'm asking these details because there are things people need to know. People take things for granted. People take life for granted.
Yeah.
People take choices for granted. It's not only about drinking.
Yeah.
It's about drinking. It's about lying. It's about being violent.
Yeah.
It's about discipline.
Yeah.
There's so many things that people see and take for granted. Like I'm saying, hizi vitu tunaanza kwa movie, kumbe they happen.
Yes, they happen. Yeah.
Okay, on the withdrawal part and let me call it the recovery process. What was the worst he went through akiwa huko? Okay, assuming they shared with. Sasa unajua wewe ndio mzazi sasa.
Oh yeah.
Nenda kupatiwa report card.
No, this time around he was on his best behavior. Yeah.
So
he was even a leader in some sort. Yeah.
Alikuwa pili.
He went in there, he was like, I'm going to change. Alikuwa prefect. Yeah.
So kabisa alikuwa amekubali, alikuwa ameamua.
Yes, he had decided I'm getting sober. Maybe he had thought about it before and he just didn't have the willpower to go through with it.
He needed a push.
Yes,
like
yes. So yeah, so he got a push and then yeah. Because that was easy, you know, for him to accept to go to rehab, but because I'm an pack. That was and you know, and at that point I see it, he was doing it as blackmail. For me, I was done. I was like, I'm done. This is it. I'm done.
Which I would say Pia is a wise decision because the stories about alcohol and how people deteriorate into violence mpaka unakuja tu kesho yake tunaanza kusikia haya something happened.
Yeah.
Then when the story comes out, it's so unbelievable. And what happened? He got drunk, then they got into some altercation kidogo akamgonga na.
And that was it.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Better safe than sorry.
Very true. Very true. Tumemwendea amerudi akakuwa very upstanding citizen. Nimekimbia.
Tumemwendea hata the detail ukafika huko ukapatiwa report. How was it? Kwanza, how did he look the first time so umemwona?
He seemed
healthy,
he seemed healthier.
He was glowing.
He was glowing.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
He was glowing. He was healthier. Yeah,
and
he
really
was
happy.
I was happy. I was happy. I
How
was
did
happy.
he react? Was he excited?
Yes, he was
Of course
excited.
Was
Yeah.
he excited?
He was excited too. For him, he was excited to come home. The whole, you know, when you're in the center, the time is not yours. There, kuna timetable, so you're not. Unapangwa. And then for him, hapendangi hiyo story ya kupangwa. Yeye ndo anapangana. Yeah, so for him, he was excited, you know, going out back to being in control of his
everything.
Yeah. So he was excited about that. He was excited about being able to do whatever he'd want with his life, not economically, because that was his plan. He was like, I need to get back the money that I wasted. Yeah, so he had plans. He had a lot of plans.
Sasa,
tumefika.
Coming back. What's the conversation in the car?
We're just talking about random things. Yeah, for the most part it was quiet. Because again, you were like, who is this person? Says watuko tunajuana. Yeah. It was weird. It was a happy weird.
Yeah, those weird.
Yeah.
Happy weird.
Those happy weird.
Unasema
Yeah.
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 There's something you mentioned about recovering money that you lost. In those 3 months, how were you managing financially?
His family were helping out.
Okay.
Yeah. Which was nice. Because I didn't ask. He did. He was like, while I'm in here, please take care of my family. Yeah.
Umerudi mkafika. Bash.
Nakupo na bash.
Very long.
Nakupo na bash.
I used to drink, but I've never understood why. Sijaelewa hiyo concept ya kutoa lock na pombe. It never got into my head, like I never processed it.
Yeah.
Your part sikuelewa. How unasema unatoa lock. So okay, uko na hangover. Instead of moving away from alcohol, unaongeza.
But the alcohol cures the hangover.
How does that thing work? Sijaelewa.
Dawa ya moto ni moto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for some people. Wengine we just take painkillers and we're good.
Back to the compound. How did the dad and the other guys react?
everyone was happy to have him back. Everyone was very happy. They'd come visit him. Be like, how are you? Oh, we missed you. Marudi, brand new whole person.
His spirits, his drive for life.
Yeah. And he became very quiet. Like Zen.
He was processing
Yeah.
Oh, I almost lost her. Your blood. I've made it here.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long did that Zen period last?
How long did it last? The whole of 2018, he was sober the entire year.
Whoa!
He was sober.
What?
Yeah, the entire year. He was sober. I was so happy. Ooh, that was the time we were like in honeymoon.
So at least there was some light somewhere.
Yeah.
There was some positive somewhere.
We were happy.
It's not always bad.
It's not always bad. It's not always
It's
bad.
not always bad.
It's not always bad. People are not just purely evil.
People are not purely evil.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about life is how we make decisions. We make decisions based on what our friends tell us about our situation. And they have no effing idea what the situation is. So
They have not worn that shoe.
that shoe was in a
But
happy.
but people still feel. Oh, 1 year. He was
1 year.
sober whole of
Tuambie sasa,
a whole year.
Fixing the finance.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was very enterprising. Yeah, we did things together, but that did not last for long. Yeah, cracks started showing in our union.
Started hiyo sasa ni baadaye.
Yeah.
Haya, turudi hapa kwa things. Ni 1 year ni kuna okay, sema 1 year kuna 12 months ni mingi. So mkaanzia wapi hadi sasa? Kwanza of course you become one. You communicate better.
Yeah.
Unasema it's good you've recovered, now we're here.
Yeah,
So
now we're here.
starting from
Yeah.
what are we doing as a family? Say ushasha job.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Yeah.
Unaanzia wapi?
We focused on the greenhouse.
The greenhouse. Yes, that is the word I was looking for. That greenhouse.
When he was in rehab, I started the tomatoes. There was a time the actual planting, before we got into the seedling propagation. Yeah, we had tomatoes on the ground. That is what I used to do before he came back home. Yeah, so he came back when I was mid-harvesting. Yeah. Before I harvest, my tomatoes were pretty. They were huge.